Welcome to the Great Hypothetical Debate Podcast. And now, without delay, we are happy to present Trump's Christmas Carol. Within his Mar-a-Lago residence, Donald Trump slumbers after receiving news of the impending visitations from the repentant spirit of his former mentor, Roy Cohn. The first visitation is about to begin.
What the hell was that?
Well, bless my soul. Back on solid ground. That's much better. They don't have fire to light my cigar where I'm coming from. But you, Mr. Trump, might not have that problem unless you alter your life course. Remember what happened to old Marley, sir?
Very funny. So here I am thinking I'm going to get to relive my wonderful past life with the ghost of Christmas past, and they end up sending Mr. Churchill, right? Well, whatever. Go ahead and sit down if you can.
Yes, I can. Thank you, Mr. Trump. Quite a place you have here.
Well, yes, I've done well for myself, as you can see. And you, Mr. Churchill, if I recall, history indicates that you were one of the great politicians of your time.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, Mr. Trump, I followed your career with a certain fascination. Your approach to politics is quite unique.
That's one way to put it. Well, I do what I have to do to win. That's politics, as you know. It's rough and tough.
Indeed, the political arena is no stranger to conflict. Yet, I've always believed that one's integrity is the principal capital of all politicians. It is the most precious of all assets.
Well, I guess integrity has its place, but let's be real. It's not just about being honest. It's about winning, about making deals, about getting things done. Sometimes you can't let integrity stand in the way of action.
Yes, action is imperative. But let us not forget, Mr. Trump, that history looks kindly upon those who lead with moral fortitude. The truest form of integrity in politics is unyielding commitment to one's values and principles, even in the face of adversity. The moment we compromise on integrity, we lose our right to lead.
Hey, I led with strength. I put America first. That was my principle. Sometimes that means you make enemies. Sometimes it means you play the game. You bend the rules.
But when you bend the rules too far, they may snap back. Leadership, sir, is more than a game of winners and losers. It is a solemn duty. The methods by which one achieves victory are as important as the victory itself. The means by which you play this game, as you call it, speaks to the core of who you are as a leader.
Look, I've been super successful in business, in showbiz, and I won the presidency when no one thought I had a chance. Doesn't that say something about my methods? I know how to get people to follow Winston, how to get them to believe in something bigger than their own petty little lives.
Indeed, your capabilities in mobilization and persuasion are quite noteworthy. But let me pose you a question. What is the value of belief if it is built on an unstable foundation? If the house of cards falls, what remains of the belief? Integrity, Mr. Trump, is that solid foundation. Without it, trust erodes and leadership becomes hollow.
Well, now you're talking idealistically. I deal with reality, and in the real world, leaders have to be flexible with their integrity. That's how you push agendas, how you make change.
Yes, but at what cost? Integrity should not be flexible. When we begin to treat it as such, we lead not by example, but by convenience. It is not idealism to expect a leader to hold fast to integrity. It is the bare minimum.
Well, maybe that worked in your time, Winston, but times change. You've got to adapt. I mean, you adapted during the war with Hitler, didn't you?
Adaptation is necessary, of course. Strategy must evolve to meet the tide of circumstance. Yet my core, our core as a nation at war, was never compromised. We fought for democracy, for freedom, for the integrity of our nation and each individual within it. These were non-negotiable even in the darkest hours.
And I fought for my country in my own way. I shook things up, took on the establishment, the media.
To shake up and to tear down are not synonymous, Mr. Trump. The integrity of one's cause must be weighed against the integrity of how one fights for it. The manner in which you engage with your adversaries, with the institutions of your nation, with the very fabric of democracy defines your legacy.
My legacy will be about strength, about making America respected again.
Respect is earned by more than displays of strength. It is earned by steadfastness, by the respect you show to the rule of law, by the respect you show to the truth. In the long ledger of history, it is integrity that balances the scales. It is the trait that we must hold most dear, sir.
We'll have to agree to disagree, Winston. I did what I had to do for my country, for my people and myself. If I had to push the limits, then so be it.
I fear that perspective is a short-term one, Mr. Trump. In the fullness of time, it is not just what you did, but how you did it that will define your place in history. The shadow of a lack of integrity is a long one, sir, and it touches all that comes after.
Well, history will be the judge of that.
Indeed it will, Mr. Trump. Indeed it will. And on that somber note, I think our time has come to an end.
It's been an interesting conversation, Mr. Churchill, but when it comes right down to it, I wouldn't change a thing.
I see. Well, so be it. Farewell, Mr. Trump.